It's that time of the month. We got our Open Gate box. Here is the box. Let's see what's inside. And we have, let's see, the June box has a pattern called Flying Away. It has a polka dot something block of the month. It's the first block of the month. We got some thread. We got a fat quarter. If you want to get extras, you always can. Let's see, what do we got? Ooh, cute. Flying Away. Oh, that'll be cute. That doesn't look very hard. Ooh, this is a beautiful fat quarter. My goodness, I love that. Look at how pretty that is. So pretty. Oh, we got more than one spool. We got two spools. We got color number 24, I think 23. It's a pink. And this one is color number 2845. Sorry, I didn't put glasses on to film this, but I got to put glasses on to piece all this anyway. And then this is the sweet potato polka dot block of the month. Oh, that's so cute. Well, let's get started. The first thing we'll do is the pattern because the block of the month can go afterwards. So let's go ahead and get this started. Before I press the fabrics, let's take a look at them. So again, here's the pattern. Let me take a quick look. Doesn't look too hard. I guess I'll just open that, set it aside. All right, we got this, which looks like it's the centers and the border. Yeah, centers, no, yeah, and the border. Then we have a white, which is in the stars, the friendship stars. Then we have this teal. This is so pretty. And then the green for the accent. The project itself, I think, it says 25 by 25 inches, so a wall hanging. All right, let's get started. Also, the fabric is called Honeyed Horizon for Moda Fabrics. Yeah, honeyed, Honeyed, yeah, Honeyed Horizon for Moda. All right, here we go. Let's get started. Starting off with this. So I'm just going to set all this aside. And I'm going to go ahead and start making all of the cuts. Okay, we're going to start with these strips right here. We're going to put this long strip here with this long strip here, right sides together, and sew on down one side with a 1/4 inch seam. So I'm going to go ahead and sew these. All right, once these are sewn, snip them apart. I'm going to go ahead and press them towards this green. So towards the darker color or teal. So I'm going to go ahead and press these. All right, once they are pressed, we're going to cut them into segments, all of the same size, and then we're going to put them together to create 4 patches. So I'm going to go ahead, straighten one side, and I'm going to go ahead and cut the size segment it says. Now that they are cut, we're going to put them right back together again. I know, makes no sense, right? We're going to put them right back together again into 24 patches. 24 patches. So I'm going to go ahead and just nest these seams. They're in opposite directions. And I'm going to go ahead and sew these. 24 patches, all sewn. So we're going to get started on the next step, which is these, and these. So I'm going to go ahead now and we're going to make this on one side. This, like that. This one on this side, like this. And these, oops, right here on the top. So I'm going to piece these two together, all of them. Then I'm going to put this on top of these. So I'm going to go put these two together, and then this one on top of it. Once these two seams are together, it should match right up and create the size block that we are looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and just go over there and chain sew all these, and then press towards this darker color, the teal, and then add these on top of every single one of these. And we are making 20. So off I go. All of these are now sewn. So what I need to do is come in and trim the dog ears off. And there's 3 on each. They should already be the size that they were intended to be. So I'm going to go ahead and snip all these, and I can't say I'll be right back because I'm still right here. All right, now these are done. So now it's time to create the blocks. So we're going to grab these guys right here. 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 blocks. And they're going to go like this. I'm just going to stack all of them because it's going to be exactly the same. All right, then these are going to go in the corner. We're going to have the green touching like this. The green touching. I'm going to leave a gap so that way it looks easier. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we're going to stick these in all the way around with the teal on the outer side each time. So this teal on the outer side. So 2, 3, 4, and 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now I'm just going to sew this together as a 9 patch. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the machine and sew these two, these two, these two together. Then I'm going to add this, this, and that. Then this, and this will get hooked together. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll meet you right back here once they are sewn. Blocks are made. There should be 5, and they should be the size that they need to be. All right, so now we're going to go ahead on the back sides of this right here, this wonderful fabric that's white. We're going to draw a diagonal line from one side to the other. Draw it, mark it and draw it. Or you can use your seam tape on your machine. So I'm going to go ahead now, and I'm going to make all of these white ones match. Let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on. Here. There. And I'm going to go ahead and take these over to the machine and sew on both sides of the diagonal line. And then we're going to trim them to the size it says they need to be. So I'm going to go ahead and sew these now. Now these little pieces are the size we need to be. So now I'm going to go ahead and lay them in to 4 blocks that look 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. This is a shoe fly block, by the way. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And that's double friendship, but it's called something else when it has 4 patches on it. 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then these 4 squares are the center. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing I did with these, where I sew this, 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 attach that, 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 chain piecing it, and then these 3 will hook to that, and those 3 will hook to that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Here I go. Both sets of blocks are done. Now to lay them out. So we're just going to do a 9 patch. So the double friendship star goes around the 4 corners and the center, and then this shoe fly goes in between like this. So now it's just the matter of sewing one giant 9 patch. So this to this, and all the seams should now be in opposite directions. So I'm going to sew this seam, and then again, seams are in opposite directions. These are pointing in, those are pointing out. So I'm going to go ahead and sew that, open it up, add this, and then sew the 3 together. Here is this. Now it's time to add the borders. So I'm just going to put one of these on both sides, one on each side, just like this. I'm going to sew this and that, and then I'm going to attach these 2. Again, once the sides are on, I'm going to go ahead and attach the top and the bottom. This should be exactly the right size if you use your 1/4 inch seam. All right, now I'm done with this. Now it's time to take our borders. I'm going to go ahead and put the sides on first. Should be exactly the same size if you used a 1/4 inch seam. And then I will add my top and bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and do the sides first. Now for the top and the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and sew these on. All right, here is the top. So I'll find some backing fabric to go with this, see if I have enough batting and get it quilted up. Probably not today, but Right now, we're going to go ahead and move this aside and start with that brand new block of the month and see how that goes. Here it is, block 1 of the block of the month. We're going to go ahead, take it out of the wrapper, see what we got, get our directions. All right. I'm going to see what I need to do here, and then we're going to get started. Fabrics are pressed. This one we're going to set aside because it's already pre-cut to size. I'm going to go ahead now and start with the polka dot. We're going to grab ourselves a ruler and rotary cutter, and I'm going to go ahead and cut all of my parts and pieces, and then we will get started on putting the block together. All right, we're going to go ahead and take some, I'm trying to prevent my directions from flying away. Every time the fan kicks on. All right, here we go. We're going to take some of these, there's 4 of them, and we're going to draw on the back sides of these with a 1 diagonal line. We're going to set them on here, sew that 1 diagonal line, and then on the opposite side, I'm going to take this one with this drawn line, and we're going to sew it on this way, creating a flying geese unit. So I'm going to go ahead and do that with all 4 of these. I'm going to go ahead and trim my excess 1/4 inch seam away. After that is done, I'm going to go ahead and press it towards the piece that I just added. Now I'm going to go ahead and sew my other side on, remembering that that one is going to cross over right here from the center down to this bottom corner. All right, I'm going to go ahead now and trim away the excess on these. Make sure I'm cutting the correct side. 1 more, and then I'm going to take them over and press towards the piece that I just added. Right, now that that's done, we're going to go ahead and take these, the gray ones, I'm going to call it. They're called stone, but we're going to go ahead and repeat this process but the opposite way. So I'm going to go ahead and put this piece on here. So from this side down, opening it up and seeing that it's that way. And then this one is going to sew from the center down. So once that is opened up, it's going to cross over this direction, creating a square in the middle. So I'm going to go ahead now and sew all of these. Once they're sewn, I'm going to go ahead and trim off the excess. You could also just do this with scissors, but I just am right here showing you how to do it. So obviously I'm just going to cut off from this side. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and press towards the piece that I just added. Once I do this side, I'm going to go ahead and attach the other side. Opposite direction now. I'm going to be sewing from this corner to this corner with the gray, which is still at the machine. Once it's sewn on, I'm going to go ahead and trim off the excess. All right, once they are sewn, they should look like this. All right, I'm going to set those aside now, and I'm going to go ahead and take, where are we at here? Hold on, I'm thinking to myself. I'm going to go ahead and take, where is it? Right there. This right here. And I'm going to grab these 4 squares right here, and I'm going to corner to corner, 1 on each corner. I'm going to sew 1 corner, then I'll attach the next one, so you will get a square and a square. So I'm going to go ahead and do 1, trim, do the other. So I'm going to do this side first, this side second, then cut that off and do this side. Once that is sewn, trim off the excess. I'm going to go ahead and press towards the under side. So I'm going to press towards the center. So I'm going to flip it under and press. Once that's done, we're going to add the next 2 corners. Right here, sewing. Right here, sew. Once that is sewn, I'm going to go ahead now and trim that off. that excess. Right, and then I'm going to go ahead and flip it under again. So now you should have a piece that looks like this. So it is a square in a square. Set that aside. We're going to go ahead now. Oh, and put it right into the center. We're going to grab these right here, here, and here with the gray touching in. Then we're going to add these whites in all four corners. So I'm going to sew these two together. I'm going to press towards this. I'm going to sew these on here, and I'm going to press towards the center, and then I'm going to sew these on and press towards the outer ones. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and press in. This is what we got so far. I'm going to go ahead now, and we're going to make some 4 patches out of these smaller squares. We're going to do right here and like this. We're going to make some 4 patches. I'm going to go ahead and make 4 of those. Once those 4 patches are made, we're going to go ahead now and sew these in sets of 2. So I'm just going to go ahead, put these right sides together and sew them in sets of 2. Now I'm going to go ahead and press these towards the dark. All right, once pressed, all the parts and pieces are made. So I'm going to go ahead now and stick one of these on each of the 4 sides with the dark color touching. This, and then we're going to go ahead and do opposite right here with our 4 patches in the 4 corners. You're going to make them opposite. So you're going to put that white in towards. And then I'm going to go ahead and sew this as 1 row, this as 1 row, and this is 1 row. So I'm going to go ahead now and sew these on here. And the seams are in opposite directions, which makes it easy for me to sew. Then I'll turn it around and sew the opposite. Once they're sewn, I'm going to go ahead and press towards the towards the red, and then on these, I'm going to press under towards the strip, like this. Now I'm going to go ahead and sew this. Now I'm going to go ahead and press away from the center. Now that was quite a fun and exciting way to start off the first block of the month with Open Gates. I am so glad because this is so cute. Now I can't wait to see what the other blocks Monique has for us are. So I'm going to go ahead now, find a place to stick this until next month when I make the next block. So I'm going to go ahead and I don't know where I'm going to put it, but I'm going to put it somewhere and hopefully I don't lose it. So bye-bye block for now. I will see you in a month. And I'm going to go ahead and do the quilt top, hopefully in this video. We'll see. If not, it's not going to be here. If it is, it's going to be here. So here we go. Here is what it looks like in the photo. And there is the finished quilt top. So it's a very beautiful wall hanging. To me, it looks like watermelon, but it doesn't at the same time. So there it is, all quilted up. Let me show you the quilting. I did this flower petal design. It's hard to see on camera, but it is very fun. It's opposite of each other on the rows. So if I turn it to the back, no, you can't even see it. I can, but the camera can't. Hold on, let me find a position where you can see it. There it is. It's seeable now. So it's a flower petal design. And that's what it looks like from the front. Super easy free motion quilting design. And there we have that. So it's all done. And that's all there is. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!